King Charles will be visiting Canada later this month. He has accepted the invitation to open Canada's Parliament and deliver the throne speech on May 27th. The visit of a monarch to give the speech from the throne marks the first time in more than half a century. For more on this, I'm joined by ITV Royal Editor Chris Shipp from London. So Chris, how significant is this invitation?
Hey Andrew, good afternoon. Well, it's so significant because, for a number of reasons, it's the first time that the King of Canada has been to Canada. In fact, this would be the second realm country that he has visited in his reign. We went with him recently to Australia, which was the first realm he visited. But there's been some rumour in our royal circles, the ones I hang around in, Andrew, for some time, that Canada might be on the agenda this year because your election was brought forward, of course, as you know better than I. It could have been as late as October, but now you've had the election. Now you've got your new Prime Minister. I think this king was very, very keen to come and open Parliament for his new Prime Minister and for the new government. To that end, we're all looking forward to coming and seeing you towards the end of this month. But the announcement was made earlier today, made official when Mark Carney announced it himself.
We will have the privilege of welcoming His Majesty King Charles III, who will deliver Canada's speech from the throne on May 27th. Her Majesty the Queen will join this visit. This is an historic honor which matches the weight of our times.
Now, I have been to Canada on a number of occasions with the then Prince Charles, but the importance for us will be travelling with the monarch, the King of Canada, for this very important moment. And as you said at the outset, the last time a monarch, a sovereign, did this and opened Parliament was in 1977. So you've had to wait nearly 30 years, but at the end of this month, you will have a monarch, the King, opening your Parliament.
Chris, I just want to ask you a follow-up question on that. You know, we heard Mark Carney, the 51st state threats from the United States. We've heard Mark Carney say that about how this is an important moment for the monarch to be here. What do you know, or what have you heard about the King's concerns around some of the threats coming from the U.S. president?
Look, what we know about the King is he doesn't obviously enter into the political arena, but he will show support where he can. If you remember, he was on a Royal Navy aircraft carrier recently, and everyone in Canada noticed some of the insignia that he was wearing was showing support. You'll also know that not long after Mark Carney became Prime Minister, he went to both first France and then, of course, to see King Charles before any meeting with Donald Trump. And of course, there's a big debate going on here in the UK at the moment that the King has extended an invitation to Donald Trump to come here for what's called an unprecedented second state visit, because he came last time he was president. That's gone down very well with Donald Trump, who loves the royal family. But remember, the King knows that he's King of Canada. And I think this shows that he thinks Canada is more important because he's going there before any meeting with the President of the United States.
Interesting. Okay, Chris, this announcement comes as Prince Harry sat down with the BBC, completely different topic. What did he have to say?
Yeah, different topic entirely, but there's been an ongoing court case, and you might be confused by the number of court cases that Prince Harry has got going on in London at the moment, but there were some with newspapers, but this was a very distinct court case, which was against our Home Department. In other words, a court case against the British government, effectively complaining that, as in Harry's words, his security was downgraded after he left the royal family. He took it to court, it went to the High Court in London, he lost, and then he went one step further and took it to the Court of Appeal. Well, today the judges in the Court of Appeal said that the right decision was taken and that Harry does get the adequate and appropriate security that he deserves. It's done on a case-by-case basis now. But as part of an interview that Harry gave in response to this court case, he also spoke about his father and the relationship, or very much lack of relationship, that he has with his father, and also referenced the cancer that the King is currently battling.
I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has.